Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Rush, and I'm an independent creative memories advisor located in North Carolina. Today I'm going to do something kind of fun with you guys. I'm going to show off the brand new Creative Memories catalog. There's been lots of changes. As you can see, it's obviously bigger than our last catalog. So I'm going to take you guys through the catalog, and then I'm going to challenge myself to take one of the layouts in the catalog, adapt it, create it, recreate it on the fly using the brand new collection that came out this week. Sound kind of fun? So this is like a catalog flip through and a catalog challenge. I don't know if you guys like it. Maybe it's something I can do again. But again, I haven't done anything yet. This is brand new. A lot of the times I will do my creating and then I will come back and I will do my intros and my outros. So I already know what I've made. Guys, I'm doing this on the fly. I hope you like it. I hope it turns out. I hope I don't make a fool of myself. But either which way it turns out, I would love for your feedback. So I hope you guys enjoy. Maybe? All right, step one of this journey is to go through our brand new catalog. Before we even get started, I want to show you guys the obvious. This is our old catalog. This is the catalog from January to March 2021. And this is the 2023 catalog. You heard me right, 2023. We are going to do one catalog for the whole year. It's gotten bigger, obviously. It dwarfs our old catalog, which means it must be chock full of goodness. So let's open it up and you'll see our next big change. Guys, it's got pockets. It's got a pocket on the front and the back. This is going to be the best place to store like handouts from different classes, or because, you know, we want to keep some surprises. They didn't put all of the new products for the entire year in this catalog. So as new stuff is being released, we can print out those what's new flyers and just slide them right into one of these pockets, and you'll still be able to have it all in one place. You know, the first few pages, for me, is always some mumbo jumbo. There is a table of contents, but I don't want to spoil what's coming. So I'm going to keep on flipping. We've got a beautiful picture here that's highlighting some of our tools. And then another one that's got some of our simple and meaningful. So this is like where to go if you're getting started. We've got information about our photo printing, which I still believe is some of the best in the industry. And then we have our beginning paper albums. We talk a little bit about fast to fabs. And then we talk about doing it your own way and creating. So these are just some different steps you can do in order to create. But let's start getting to the good stuff, guys. We've got all about our albums here. So these are all of our current colors. If it is marked with this word classic at the top, that means that is I'm going to call it an evergreen color, not to be mixed up with hunter green, meaning that it is intended to stay in our line. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 evergreen colors that you can pretty much count on CM always having. We've got some fun pictures at the bottom that show us how our albums are made. So if you've never been on a plant tour with Creative Memories, that is really cool to see. And then we've got some stuff about our custom albums and our custom spines. I love our custom spines. I love our custom albums. But our spines are so easy to do. I believe I've done a video on this. I can make sure I link that for you guys. Then we talk about our pages. I know you guys are familiar with our pages. Of course, we have our classic pages with the jeeping, and then we've got our pocket pages. Now, I've done a video showing you guys how to hack the multi-pocket pages, so make sure you guys check that out. And then peekaboo pockets. I love a peekaboo pocket. I'm going to try and keep flipping. Now we're getting to the good stuff, our decorative collections. We have our cardstock. Look at that beautiful array of cardstocks. We have solids here from soft pink all the way to white, and then we have our shimmers from firecracker to white shimmer. So nice selection for us. This is where things really get different, guys. For each collection, you will see an idea to use for that collection, some coordinating cardstock featured right there, and then all of the pieces in the collection. But you know what is missing? Prices. You know, that was a choice. They decided to make one catalog for all 3 markets, and instead of making that confusing and listing prices for US, Canadian, and Australian, they just left off prices, and they're going to leave that up to the advisors. I think I'm going to add stickers to my pages to help price, or just provide everyone with a price list. But I'm loving these ideas built right into the book, and the best part, there are these QR codes that'll tell you how to create the ideas. So I'm just going to scan through those. Are you guys familiar with our blog and all of the great ideas you can get from there? I like to go there and search by the collection I'm working on, or maybe by the theme I'm working on. And that is how I get ideas on what I want to create. After our collections, we have our lovely tools. You can't beat our tools. They are the best. And let's see. More tools, more tools, more tools. We get to our pens. You can see all of our current pen colors. Our adhesives. How would you guys, I mean, we have a lot of adhesives now. How would you guys feel about a video that really went into our different adhesives and why you would use them? I don't know. That could be a fun video. Let me know if you want to check that out. Then we get into our organization, our storage, and our totes. Super important. But guys, this is amazing. This is every book cloth cover that CM has made in the current year. So like from now back to 2014, 2015. So that when you have your album at home and you're trying to remember what color it is, or you're trying to match something, you'll be able to hold it up to these swatches and figure out what color album you have. Isn't that really cool? Like, who knew we had so many orange albums for our current CM? You know what I am seeing? Like, we maybe need a couple more pinks. The pink is a little lacking, guys. Let's do better about pinks. We got lots of purples, more green than I ever would have thought, so that's kind of cool. And then coming to the back, this is my second favorite page. So this lists all of our current collections, even some that are not so current, like we've got NSD 2022 hiding in here as well. It lists the current collections, or the collections. Underneath of it, it tells you the name of the collection. Then it gives you the coordinating cardstock colors. And then, even better, it gives you coordinating collections. So did you know that the Back to School collection also happens to coordinate beautifully with the Fresh Fusion collection, which you can find somewhere else? And then it also is great with our totally tonal duos, our Sparks of Magic, and our Feeling Bright and Book Smarts. So it is coordinating with things that maybe aren't necessarily current, but perhaps you have sitting in your stash ready to be used. I love that, guys. I love that they're helping us use our products, and they're helping us step outside of our matchy, tendencies. I'm looking at me. I'm the matchy girl. And then the very last page, we have a wish list. So you have a place to write down all of the things you have your eyes on. You've got checklists for some of our must-have products. So these are things like our 12-inch trimmer, our personal trimmer, our custom cutting system, and then, of course, everything you need to make your album. All right. And then, oh yeah, our pocket. I pointed it out at the beginning, but it's worth pointing it out again at the end. All right. So let's do the fun thing now. I gave you an overview of our brand new catalog. What did you guys think? I know I kind of rushed through it, but as I was looking through these collections, I was trying to keep an eye up here on the different ideas that they have with the collections. And I'm like, which of these can I use with our new Serenity collection? And this Lullaby Lane layout caught my eye. And I think it was these squares here that have been, you know, they've had little bits chopped out of them, so they look a little more like diamonds. And that made me think of our brand new square tile decorative punch. So I want to try and figure out how to use this punch and the new Serenity collection to mimic this Lullaby Lane album. Now I know that I'm going to have a couple of hurdles because these squares are going to be bigger than this square, but I'm going to see if I can make it work. I hope I can. You guys will be the judge of it in the end though. All right, let's start pulling some of our supplies. I'm going to set this aside as my inspiration, and I'm going to pull out the new Serenity collection. I've got the variety map packs, some stickers. I'm going to use the designer paper pack, and then of course I'm going to use the square tile punch, my 12-inch trimmer, and some tape runner. All right, let's look at our sample one more time. I've got that Lullaby Lane layout there. If I wanted to match exactly, I could use sort of a white piece in this chunk, a beige piece as my base, and then, you know, a dark accent piece on the side. I might start with that, see how it goes. Right off the bat, I think I will use this beige as my base. It's just going to make it really easy, especially since I plan on using a lot of these colors. And then I might as well, I'm going to use this sort of grid paper for that portion where I have all of the squares building on top, because it's going to be nice and easy to line those squares up when I have the grid paper here. And then I'm going to decide on that accent piece last, I think. So with our base, the rest of it, the left-hand section doesn't quite take up half of the page. I want to say it is closer to 5 inches. And then there's like an inch border on the other side. So I'm going to try and do a 4-inch border. Yeah, a 4-inch chunk of paper using my grid paper here. So I've lined that up at the 4. I'm going to give that a cut. So that's going to be the first bit. Yeah, that looks okay to me. What do I have on the back? Ooh, I have this pretty purple paper. I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip first in case I decide to use this as that accent strip on the side. Okay. Or, you know, about an inch. Maybe, let me go a little more just in case. Let's go 1.25 inches. That gives me a little wiggle room if I decide I need it. All right. I am just going to set that aside. That's a maybe. I love that little, it's just a very light purple. All right. I guess the next step is just to start punching. So I've got my square tile punch here. It creates about a 1-inch square, a little bit larger actually. So I'm probably going to need quite a few of them. I'm guessing, this is just a guess, if I need about 12, probably 11 to go from top to bottom, I'm going to need 2, maybe 3 or 4 rows. So if I just cut 30 to 40, 35 to 40, we'll figure it out. So that is what I'm going to be doing now, is just cutting a whole bunch of these squares. Now, I don't want to waste too much paper, so I'm going to flip my design over, just figure out where the paper needs to go so that I don't waste a bunch. I just want to get enough to do that design. So I think if I go in that far, yeah, we have our first square. All right, I've got 35 squares. Give me a chance to clean up my mess. All right, I'm just gonna start sort of building what I think the page will look like. I know in the original there was room for a mat. Let me just throw one down to hold my spot. That looks good, I think. All right. Time to experiment with these squares. I'm not thinking too much about it. I am just gonna start putting stuff down, seeing where it gets me. I'm doing it on the diagonal here. Oh, I wonder if I could get away with just 2 rows. I'm gonna cheat this way a little bit because I'm gonna put a sticker over here. So I'm gonna make it a little unbalanced. I don't like that design. So let's see. I want to make sure that I'm giving a good balance of light and dark. That's kind of the only thing I'm really thinking about right now. All right, I need to stop fiddling and just lay out colors. Let's see. I'm going to experiment with adding a 3rd square. It fills in some of this middle a bit better. I like it. The trick will be finding colors that are not right next to each other now that I've sort of started this pattern. All right, I think I've given myself a rough layout. I'm not going to think too much about it. I'm just going to start with my repositionable adhesive, and I'm going to start getting these suckers down. I'm very happy I used the grid-like paper because I definitely need it, but it was nice that these squares are very perfectly spaced when I'm using the grid. So I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up and down on these rows, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes and 2 halves on that center row. And the 7 fit very nicely in a row together with about 1 square space in between them. All right, let's get adhering. All right, I have finished laying out my pattern. Now again, I gave myself a little more room on one side because I plan on putting a border sticker there. I went ahead and just adhered the whole pieces of those squares on the end, and then I can just flip it over, use some precision point scissors, and cut off what's left over. You could also pre-cut, but this way I knew I was getting the exact amount of square that I wanted on the page. And I also planned on using 2 separate colors because I'm a little extra like that. If I was going to save squares, which clearly I wasn't concerned with, I just would have cut one in half and then use that at the top and bottom. All right. Going to start adhering, giving myself a little bit of extra room. All right, what do you guys think? Should I stick with this really light lilac purple color? Should I maybe bring in a blue? I think I'm going to stick purple. I want it to be a little more subtle than it was in the Lullaby Lane layout. I plan on using one of these leaf stickers there, so I think the purple is going to go really well. That was a really chunky border, a little chunkier than I thought, so I am going to scoot this over just a little bit, and I'm going to make it a fairly even. I think I cut this at 1 1/4 instead of 1. That is fine. I'm going to go ahead and put it down on my paper though. Just going a little overboard with my adhesive. So I've got my little lavender lotus paper there. Then I'm going to put my mosaic tile border here. Right. Now I'm going to cover that seam with a fun sticker. Do kind of wish I had maybe, let's see if I can pop, I'm bending, there. I popped it so that my mosaic tile comes over top of that sticker, makes it look a little even. Definitely glad I gave myself that extra space on this side. This page is really coming together. Now I've got space for my 4x6 variety mat pack here, and then they had a 4x6 photo here, actually probably slightly smaller than 4x6, and then 2 smaller photos up here. I'm gonna make myself some mats. Let's see if I have, is this gonna be, I don't think this will be big enough. What do I have? All right, it's gonna bug me a little bit because I'm gonna mess the pattern up, but let's go ahead and cut this at 4 inches. Okay, and now that I said 4 inches, I'm actually gonna cut that at, I think, 3.75. So I've got 3.75 here, and then I'm going to cut it at 6. So So I've got a mat here. And then a mat here. That should already be 6. It is. Then I'm going to trade out my mat. I think I'm going to use this one. We do have lots of cute options. But here we are. Now this is all before I actually embellish. The sample has like a cluster up here, a cluster here, and then something here. I like that. I'm not going to embellish quite yet, just because I don't know which pictures, and with all of the overlapping, I just think that I might change my mind. But I picked this because it matched, but it almost seems a little matchy-matchy, and it's like so close. I wish it was more like that. So let's pick a new mat. That might be kind of cool, playing into those purples. Self-care. I like this journaling mat. Again, bringing in that purples. This one is cool because it brings in those diamond shapes that we were just making. All right. For me, it is between this diamond shape here or this purple and white mat. I like this one because it brings in the purple mats that I already cut up, but I like this one because it's got a diamond, and then again I like this one because it's got that sticker. So which of these 3 would you guys put on your page? I'm going to put this one for right now with the purples, and I want you guys to tell me, how do you think I did replicating the inspiration? Well, guys, how do you think I did? I actually think that was kind of fun. I liked creating on the fly, and I mean, I'm telling you, why would I cross my fingers? God's honest truth. I didn't know what I was gonna make. I didn't know what I was gonna create. I just picked, and it was really fun. And although they're very different, right? Like the sizing of the diamonds are different, I think I did pretty well at using inspiration, making it my own, using new tools. I liked it. It was fun. What do you guys think? Obviously, you guys are the judge and jury, so if you liked it, I will try and do it again. Maybe using a catalog photo, maybe just using a blog post. You guys tell me. All right, so if you guys want to get your hands on one of these catalogs, you can do that by shopping my website. I'm going to put a link directly to it in the description of this video. But just in case, maybe you guys have already shopped, maybe you're coming to one of my events, if you place a $100 order on my website, I will send you a catalog, okay? So make sure you are placing a $100 order, come to my events, you'll get a catalog, and, ooh, am I announcing this now? I guess I'm announcing this now. Also, if you place a $100 order on my website for the first, let's say, 10 people? I'm trying to do math in my head. Okay, yeah, sure. The first 10 people who place a $100 order on my website, I will send you a code for $25 off your next order. It'll be good for an order placed 30 days after, and it'll be good for anything on the website just about. So that'll be really fun for you. The only way for you to qualify for this code is to order directly from my website, www.creativememories.com/cm/AshleyRush, and I will send you a code. It'll be unique to you. It'll be attached to that email address you use to create your order. and it'll be good for $25 off. Woo, 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 woo. Who doesn't love free product? Because I know I do. And if you like using that code and you want to get your hands on more, then I can talk to you about joining my Creative Memories team, because when you join my team, you get a $50 code to use. Did I mention that it costs $50 to join? So you spend $50 to join and you get a $50 code to use right away. Who doesn't love free stuff? I think we just said that I do. All right, guys, so if you want to learn more about that, make sure you reach out to me. The best way to reach me is via Facebook or Instagram. You can send me direct messages, and you can find those in the link below. I am posting daily content, so it's a great way to stay in touch and just follow around what I'm doing. Then I talked to you guys about shopping from my website, and if you are interested in coming to some of my in-person events, make sure you check out my Scrap with Ash site where I list all of those. All right, guys, the ending of this video has been a little chaotic. I've gone out of order. I've launched something that I didn't intend to launch, so I should probably stop talking now before I start making promises that I can't keep. I will see you guys all again next week. Bye.